Well, now to a story of demolition which has the country hooked, largely due to the spectacle of the explosion bringing down two of the tallest buildings in the national capital region. But the boom apart, the story of Supertech Twin Towers exploding into a rubble in a posh Noida locality also merits attention, as it is a symbol of the triumph of the ordinary middle classes fight against the largely corrupt builder lobby. It's a story of a rare legal victory against the vast and elaborate tentacles of graft pervading the entrenched real estate sector. We bring to you a first-hand account of the anxiety and also some excitement that's building up around the controlled demolition. It is hoped that the explosion on Sunday also leads to the implosion of the corrupt system from within, serving a reminder to the unscrupulous builders that the towers of corruption can be brought down like a pack of cards.
I am personally not here that day, but what we discussed about amongst ourselves कि हम लोग अपने खिड़कियां दरवाजे सब अच्छे से बंद कर देंगे. We try to block it, कपड़े लगा के कैसे भी, so that ज़्यादा धूल ना आए अंदर. That's it.
Nobody is staying back at Noida's Emerald Court adjoining the Supertech Twin Towers.
मतलब सामान सारा समेट दिए, शीशे उसे वाला जो डेकोरेशन वाला सामान वगैरह हटा लिए. फिर वो पैक करेंगे, फिर जो चीज़ जैसा है वैसे ही रहेगा. खाली दीवार पे से सामान उतारेंगे. सभी कर रहे हैं, ऐसे ही कर रहे हैं. सबको यही है. कोई 26 का जाएगा, कोई 27 का जाएगा, कोई 28 का भी चला जाएगा.
The explosives are fixed, the charging is on, and the stage is set for these illegal towers to tumble down.
We started charging on the 13th after all approvals in place, after the judgment from the Honorable Court on the 12th. So we started it on 13th. On an average, we've been telling that almost 250 to 300 kgs of explosives are deployed every day. Almost 3,700 kgs of explosives are to be deployed. These are all ballpark figures. There can be some plus minuses, but these are ballpark figures. Every day this work is on. Our team with local blasters and some helpers. In totality, there is 46 people who are working in the tower today, every day rather, from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening.
The engineering firm engaged to tear down this monster has been preparing for 6 months. Basement 1 and ground are primary blast floors where maximum explosives will be used. The charge will proceed from the bottom to the top. The detonation in a sequential order will make the towers come down on a predetermined path. It is a precision job that has been meticulously designed.
If you currently go into the structure, they have so much of connections, internal connections, that we also fear that there can be a bird which can come and sit on those wires, interconnected wires, and can snatch one of the wires, and because of which the whole circuit can go haywire. Okay. So it has to be so precise in work when they're doing it. That's the only reason why people have been stopped from entering into the structure once the charging has started.
The demolition day has been on Mr. Teotia's mind for over a decade. He is among those who toiled for years in the legal battle against the builders and the bureaucracy. It is a fight that culminated in the Supreme Court calling out the gross violations and ordering demolition.
जो तकलीफें हमने उठाई 2011 से 12 से, वो अब याद करके एक सपना सा लगता है कि हमने किस तरह से तकलीफें उठाई. अब बिल्डिंग को तोड़ने का मौका आया है. 1 साल हो चुका है. परेशानियां बहुत हो रही हैं. 2 बार 3 दफ़ा इसका पोस्टपोन भी हो चुका है. हमारे रेजिडेंट्स बहुत परेशान हैं. लेकिन अब देखिए, हम भगवान से ही कह सकते हैं कि भगवान इसका सेफ डिमोलिशन करे. कोशिश सब तरीके से की जा रही है. CBRI अभी लास्ट मिनट पर ज्वाइन किया है और उसके ऊपर हमें भरोसा है और उम्मीद है कि ये सेफ डिमोलिशन होगा.
The D-Day is August 28th, when over 3,500 kilograms of explosives will be detonated around 2:30 p.m. As part of the preparations, police is playing its part to ensure a smooth operation, yet some anxieties are troubling the residents of the area.
Illegal था, अच्छी बात है, टूटना चाहिए, पर बस थोड़ा सा डर यही है कि हाँ, अगर ज़्यादा धरती वगैरह का मेरे को जैसे सुनने में आया कि वो बिल्डिंग गिरेगी तो आसपास काफ़ी सारा मतलब स्ट्रीट हिलेगी, तो उसी का डर है क्योंकि सारी हाई राइज बिल्डिंग है आसपास, तो सबके बीम्स पता नहीं इतने स्ट्रांग है या नहीं है कि वो इतने बड़े कोलैप्स को झेल पाएंगे या नहीं, तो थोड़ा सा उसी चीज़ का बस थोड़ा सा डर है कि हो जाए सब कुछ फेथफुली अच्छा।
The numbers involved are big, over 915 apartments built over 3 years. But they will vanish within seconds. Yet, the engineers are confident there will be no collateral.
The collateral, we don't see anything happening. Initially with the current scenario even of the Emerald Court and the vibration predictions what we have from a company in UK, we don't see any damages even with the current strength of the structure which Emerald Court is having. We are confident that nothing is going to happen except some cosmetic cracks in the plasters. Structural cracks are not going to come.
A high-rise demolition may be new to India, but in America it has brought down several giants. The Singer Building in New York in 1968, the Morrison Hotel in Chicago in 1965, the Deutsche Bank in New York in 2011. Back home in Noida, safely bringing down these twin towers will vouch for not just engineering prowess, but it will also reaffirm citizens' faith in justice. That no matter how tall you grow, if you mock the law, ultimately you will be pulled down. With Aishwarya and Abhishek Raj in Noida, Times Now.
So there is a lot of excitement, also some anticipation on how it's going to be carried out. It's for the first time perhaps that it's going to be taken in such a big scale. Twin towers going to be brought down in a controlled explosion. We are also inviting our viewers to join us and tell us what you think of what's happening. We have guests joining us as well to explain the process of it, what it means after an 11-year fight when it's finally taking place, the process as it will take place, all of it. First up, before I go to Aishwarya, let me just quickly take in a caller, Surya, who's calling us from Bengaluru. Yes, Surya, good morning.
Yes, good morning, viewers and Times of India. I got a view why this national waste, madam. Okay. In a country like us, can we waste like this? So many people are without food, without shelter on the road, justice. Let them live there. Let the government be generous. And also so many grains and food grains from farmers are rotting without godowns.
Okay.
Then they have to make some accommodation, they have to make some arrangement with the owner and do it. Why we have to waste like this? What will happen to the ground there? What will happen to the adjacent buildings? What is the impact of that on the ground? What is the impact of on the Mother Earth?
Okay, and that's one point of view. Mr. Surya, thank you for joining us. Arvind is also joining us from Delhi. Arvind, what are your thoughts?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Arvind, go ahead.
This is regarding Siani Tower. I'm seeing this on the TV.
Okay.
We got a flat at the 32nd floor. It was allotted to us. But it's going to be demolished, but no payment has been given to us by the builder. I want to make it this on the TV. You should tell on the TV that he is not making payment. We are defaulters. We are senior citizens and dire need of money. They are not paying.
Okay, all right. Mr. Arvind, so in fact, when Supreme Court had asked for the demolition of the building, they had also asked for the flat owners to be compensated. But you're saying that you have not been given the payment. What is the response that you have been getting?
No payment has been given to us.
Okay.
We have visited them many times. Each time they say, come next time or take in installments, They are not, they never had the intention to pay us.
Okay, so you're saying that this has become a spectacle, that corruption is being taken down, but the people who have paid money for it, they have not been compensated yet. All right, your concern taken. Mr. Arvind, thank you for joining us. We'll take that across to our guests who will be joining us as well. But let me quickly take in another viewer who is joining us, Arun Kumar. Mr. Arun Kumar, what are your thoughts on the demolition that's going to happen this Sunday?
Through your channel, that the structural engineering and the structural design of structures since 1947 in India have not been given due credence. It is not brought in public domain. Large and high structures are constructed, but the structural drawings are not available. They are not reviewed. There is not a system in which this can be certified. and the local bodies are not discharging their responsibilities. That is why the builders, they are going scot-free. And believe me, 90% structures, they are not well designed. They are surviving because something additional is there because of the structural earthquake resistant structure.
Okay.
In case of a major catastrophe, you will see what's going to happen. What happened in Gujarat, Ahmedabad during the earthquakes there. This point, the media should bring out. You have to research into it and bring it in full focus. This is what I wanted to tell you.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Arun Kumar. We've taken your point of view. You know, there is one concern as well that this is going to turn into a spectacle, that corruption that the big builders have been taken on. But on the other hand, there are several others who are facing the same kind of an ordeal that they are going through for several years. But in that case, the builders go scot-free. So that's also a question. Let me introduce guests joining us this morning. Utkarsh Gupta, partner in Edifice Engineering. Mayur Mehta, project manager of Edifice Engineering. Professor Anupam Saxena, Amity Noida Associate Dean and Director of the RICS School of Built Environment. Aishwarya, my colleague, will also be joining us live from the spot. He's currently there getting us all the details of the preparations that are taking place. But first, let me address a concern that a few of our viewers have joined us with. Mr. Utkarsh Gupta, you heard what people have been saying. Apart from the explosion, of course, while it is being seen as a big victory, there's also a concern that, you know, has this been made into a spectacle, but there are several other cases where they go scot-free.
There are several other cases where
they go scot-free. Whether, you know, this has been identified. Yes, the Supreme Court has said that there are corruption charges, you know, the building violations were there and it's being brought down. But there are several other buildings as well that may have violated norms, but they continue to exist.
Yeah, correct. I mean, as a contractor, I can only tell you, see, if I go to a client, I don't ask them, what is the purpose of demolition? It's my job to get it done in the right perspective, in the right engineering way. So yes, there are lots of hues and cries. There are lots of ways at looking at it. It can be called as a national disaster. It can be called the other way around. You can always talk in terms of saying that this nexus or builders or
that are
whoever
in place,
we
because
name
there's a
have
bit
to
of
be
anxiousness
told
on how
that
that will be carried out. If you can tell us the preparations and how it will all go down.
Oh yes, that's a perfect question for us. We are completely ready in terms of preparation. We have designed the structure in such a way. I heard a couple of questions on the vibrations and stuff like that.
Yes.
But I would put it very straight. We've done a lot of analysis and studies for last 6 months. It's not one company who's doing this job. There's a lot of team, lot of efforts put by people across the globe. It's not only India. We have people, consultants from UK, consultants from South Africa, who are on this job and have given us data and depth knowledge and studies, which has proved that the vibrations which we are going to induce by this blast are not going to damage the surrounding structures in any manner.
Okay.
And I'm not telling you just on sake of telling. We have reports generated on this by third parties, which are independent third parties. They have nothing to do with the current scenario of whatever is happening here in Noida.
Okay, because that is the concern that several residents had raised as well. In and around as well, people, while they want to see the demolition take place, they're also worried about the various structures that are around. Mr. Mayur Mehta, what would you say to those who are saying that we are a little scared? How will the debris be managed? What is the impact that this is going to have on the buildings around?
See, basically I can tell you that they people should not, this is the demolition first time in India. So if they people are worrying, I can understand their worries, I can understand, because even it's a very big event is going to happen on 28th August at 2:30. So I can understand their worries, but we from Edifice and our African team, rest assured that nothing is going to happen to the adjacent structures. As Mr. Utkarsh told, that the vibration is very less. What the exercise and what analysis we have done along with the all third-party agencies, that is perfectly, absolutely fine. And if you estimated and judged by in the terms of earthquake, Noida always receive an earthquake of Richter scale 4 and 5. At that time, the peak particle velocity of vibration traveling, that is 300 millimeter per second. And our assumptions, what we have received from our Vibrotech UK, that is maximum from, it starts from 24 mm to maximum up to 34 mm. So it is 10% of the earthquake, you can say. So people must rest assured and give us the cooperation. Nothing is going to happen to the adjacent structure, that is for sure.
Okay, so all the preparations are in place. That's the assurance coming in from you. Professor Anupam Saxena, there's a lot of interest from across, not just in the Delhi NCR, but also the country really. What does this demolition mean for the people?
Yeah, so see, normally demolitions which are carried out are very methodical. And obviously we would trust edifice to carry out a very methodical job, because it's a very scientifically done process. Only thing which normally would worry somebody would be like, even edifice, Utkarsh and all said, it could be, the vibrations, it could be the noise which is carried out after that. It is the dust which will spread over a certain area. So certainly there are some hazards which are attached to demolitions. But okay, demolitions have been carried out, and they are done very methodically. The planting of the explosives within the building is done looking at the structure. So all feasibilities would have been carried out, we are assuming, okay, and all the reports must have been taken into account before actually they would have decided to demolish.
Okay, so there's no reason to worry. Thanking all our experts for joining us. I'm so sorry we're running out of time on the show, but of course we'll be coming back to you for your expert opinion on how this is going to be carried out, because this remains a big story. On Sundays when the demolition takes place, we'll get you all the details. For now, slipping to a quick break here. Be right back.